in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
This is a video that's being presented by Lisa Loves. It's like a wow moments in movies. Whether it's a meteor, I don't know, hitting the floor, crying, maybe something that's upset you, something that sticks in your mind, something that sticks in your memory. It's like a wow scene in a movie. Not a wow movie, but just a scene in a movie. I've got mine written down here, so I'll probably go keep looking down like that. Top 10. So there's 10. Final Destination, the bus scene. I remember watching this one in the pictures, sitting there, and the girl goes, and you can just drop fucking dead. And just as she's saying dead, this bus like bangs into her. In the cinema, the speakers just went like boom. I jumped out my seat. It's the only time in the cinema I've ever actually leaped out of my seat. And basically at the top of my voice, I was like, fucking hell. I couldn't believe it. So that is my number 10. My number 9, Rambo. Got that somewhere. Haven't even opened it yet, just bought it the other day. Rambo. The bit where all the Burmese army, and they're just slaughtering these people. And I just see there's some scenes in the background where I'm sure it's a kid. And they're just like chucking the kid in the fire and everything, just like butchering these people from the Burma. It's the Burmese army, they're butchering these people in Burma. Absolutely brutal scene. And my mouth was just like, I mean, that whole movie, even when it's like blasting them with his machine gun, blasting them with his machine gun, blasting them with his machine gun, and his limbs and everything flying off. But just the wow scene for me was just my mouth dropped to the floor when they were just absolutely brutalizing these people. I couldn't believe it. So that was number 9. Number 8. Stand By Me. The train scene. The crossing the bridge. And Verno drops his comb. It's the crossing the bridge. They hear the train coming. Train! And the first two, Corey Feldman, what's his name, River Phoenix, they get across the bridge. But Verno, and they're just sprinting across the bridge. And he's like, run. Just the greatest train dodge ever. The greatest train dodge of absolutely all time. The greatest. And they just jump off just in time. They don't actually make it across the tracks. And my mouth dropped to that bit. I was just like, because you're like, you're willing to get over the bridge. Like, come on. Absolutely brilliant movie. Moment. Wow. So where am I up to? Rocky 2. The Rocky 2 scene where they're in the fight. He's getting an absolute ass whooping for the first 2 rounds. And then he just says, I ain't going down no more. I ain't going down no more. Going and like Mick going, go and get him. And then the music starts. I don't care how many times I watch that. The hairs on my arms stand up. As soon as he says, I ain't going down no more. Hairs up. What are you doing, Lucy? Didn't realise she was behind the curtain. Wait! She's gone. She ran out the room. My little cat. I didn't realise she was just behind the camera there, behind the curtains. But that's Rocky 2. 6th Sense. Number 5, 6th Sense. A lot of people might have figured this out beforehand. I didn't. It completely went over my head. I watch it again now and I realise, I'm like, how didn't you know? But at the start of the movie, he gets shot. I don't care if you haven't seen it. Switch off now. At the start of the movie, he gets shot. He bleeds out. He goes to this kid. I see dead people. It's not that bit. That's not the wow moment. The wow moment for me, when he finds out he's dead in the end. I didn't even see it coming. I don't know how I didn't see it coming, because I watch it now and I'm thinking, there's so many little clues going through the movie to tell you that this guy's dead. And I didn't see it coming. So, next is number 5. And it has to be the greatest, and I mean the greatest opening scene to any movie that's ever been made in the history of the cinematic universe. And that is Blade. The opening scene. The bloodbath. The blood dance. Base of the place London's playing. Blade comes in. with a sword. You can watch that. Sometimes I just put it on. I just watch that scene and then I knock the movie back up. Sometimes I just watch it on YouTube. Absolutely amazing scene. It has to be the greatest start to any movie. The only other start to a movie that sort of comes in is maybe Die Hard 3. Big explosion, kicks it off straight away. But this scene is the biggest wow moment of any start of any movie that's ever been made, in my humble opinion. And next is... I don't know if a lot of you might not have seen this movie. It's from New Zealand. You probably have, but for me, Once Were Warriors, the fight scene in the pub. It's just, I was gobsmacked at it. I couldn't believe it. He walks next to this guy in the pub. He goes, been lifting some weights there, mate? Then so the guy says, you want to fight? And as he goes to nut him, Jake the Muss, just bang, 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 just absolutely annihilates this guy. I was left absolutely gobsmacked. I mean, there is if you haven't seen Once Were Warriors, there's gobsmacked scenes, wow moments, all the way through this movie. Absolutely amazing movie. If I haven't seen Once Were Warriors, there is also a sequel, What Becomes of the Broken Heart. That is also a brilliant movie. Not as good as the first one, though. Cook the man some bloody eggs, woman. So that is... And now we're on to number 3. Number 3. Deep Blue Sea. Samuel L. Jackson. He's given this marvellous, marvellous speech. A motivational speech. That they're going to get out there and they're all going to get out alive. And as he's given this motivational speech, the shark jumps through the water and just grabs him and brings him. It's because of the speech he's given, you're not expecting it to happen. It's just like, whoa, absolutely. I mean, like, god damn, what a rush. Number 2. I think everybody who's watching this one now is definitely seen this number 2. And it is Misery. The scene where she breaks his ankles. Honestly, I couldn't believe when I seen this. I still cringe now. Even thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my God. She puts a block between his ankles. She has a sledgehammer. And it shows you as well. It's not like it cuts away into his face or anything. She whacks it. It shows you his ankle breaking just in half. And it's just like, oh my God. You turn away from the TV every time. It's absolutely, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal scene. Which leaves me to my number 1 wow moment scene. A scene that I'll never, ever, ever get out of my head. And it is from American History X. And if you've seen the movie, you already know what I'm talking about. Bite the Curb. There's a guy. He's trying to rob him. His little brother comes up. He's played by Edward Furlong. The guy's played by Edward Norton. He goes down, catches this guy trying to rob his truck, points a gun at him, tells him to bite the curb. But there's a close-up of him biting the curb, and you can sort of hear his teeth grinding on the curb as he's biting it. And then he just, what does he say? He's like, good night, mother. And just stamps on his head as he's biting the curb. And as soon as you see it, you just, boom, you jump out of your chair. That scene is absolutely brutal. If you haven't seen American History X, go and watch the whole movie, because the whole movie is absolutely brilliant. An amazing, amazing story about a guy who turns his life around. But that scene, brutal. Absolutely brutal. So this was the top 10 wow moments made by Lisa Loves. So I'll leave a description for her channel down below. I don't know if you really tag people, it's just whoever watches it. If you're watching this right now, consider yourself tagged. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't have to do it. You've got your own life, you can do what you want. But I wanted to do it. I thought it was quite an interesting tag to do. So definitely, if you're watching this right now, you are tagged. I'm Mark, and this is For the Love of Movies. Thanks very much, and goodbye.
Like an angel on your shoulder, see? And if you ever get hurt, and you feel that you're going down, this little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, get up, you son of a bitch! Because Mickey loves you.